Welcome back, everybody. This week I have a very special van tour for you. The other week, Frankie and I were hanging out at a coffee shop near Mammoth, and we saw this really cool black van out front, and we knew we had to meet the people who lived inside of it. After way too long hanging out in the coffee shop, we decided to meet up the next morning and do a little van tour, which is what we've got for you guys today.
Alright guys, so we met some new friends the other night. They are Van Repeller on Instagram, and we're gonna do a van tour of their van. It looks like it's gonna be beautiful.
We'll see if we can live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got a 2019 Ford Transit 350, and we spent a little extra money to get the Quigley 4x4, 2-inch lift on it, some big ass tires. We skipped the KO2s. I know a lot of people go with those, but we went with the Falken Wildpeak. They're actually a little cheaper, and people say that they're better.
Ah, nice.
Double win.
Smart
Double
move.
win. All right, big reveal.
First off, who's this little guy?
Oh, this is Pip.
Oh, hey Pip.
Little
How's
Pip.
it going?
She's our little van dog traveler.
Yeah, you love the van, Pip?
Definitely. All those shakes means she loves it.
Yeah.
Snow.
I could tell. I think it's
She's
the cold
very
snow.
excited.
She
Yeah.
was being wrapped up with Mom. That's what
Yeah.
she loves. My name's Tucker Shanley. This is our tiny dog Pip. This is my fiance.
I'm
What's
Gillian.
Your name? Gillian.
What's your
I'm
name?
Gillian.
Okay. And together we're Van Repeller, and this is our van.
Our home.
Our home, our little home on wheels. We wanted to use as much as this as the sliding door space as possible, so we brought the kitchen, extended it out. We have like a small little entryway here. Put some bookshelves in because Gillian.
I need the books.
She needs the books. Yeah. Added a little shoe rack here. That's kind of after the fact. We realized that shoes were just starting to pile up right here, so put one of those little shoe socks. Moving our way in a bit more, we have this kind of bulkhead area up here, built out and extended the overhead space, so we have more storage up there. So we have a few bins, like hats and gloves and things. Pip stuff has an entire basket, and we have just like a basket of random electronics.
She might be small, but she has a lot of crap.
Shout out to Vancillary. These guys make these really awesome little extenders, super easy to install, that allows you to create that overhead bulkhead space. All right, then moving in, some people like have the tear down bed and you make it every night. Didn't want to deal with that. We want a permanent bed, but we didn't want to have to eat meals in there, hang out in there, do work in there. We wanted a little spot so that we can, you know, sit, relax, watch our Bachelor.
Watch our trashy TV.
Watch our trashy TV while we're eating dinner. And with that, we needed a window. Got this from Turnoverland. Not the most easy to install, but once you got it figured out, you're good. One of the main difficulties was how to make it level in the van.
We don't know if it's level.
So we don't know if it's level.
There,
I think it's,
and we hope it's
close, but it's got like a blackout shade, built-in screen, awnings all the way open. Wanted to separate things in terms of like rooms. So we have like the kitchen area is in the front of the van, the bathroom, closet, and the bedroom in the back of the van. We've seen a lot of people put bathrooms up front. We didn't really want to walk into the van and see a bathroom right away, so that's kind of how we started to divvy up the space. I'm 6'4". This is one of the main reasons we went with the Transit, is because it starts out at 6'7".
Oh, wow.
So you can add insulation on the floor and the ceiling, and I can still stand. We got the kitchen now. We have a 2-burner stove, propane stove. We got a whole propane system that powers the stove here. We have a water heater as well, and then we also have a forced air heater. Underneath that, we have a pretty large fridge. I want to say that we measured that beforehand, but we really got lucky. This is isotherm. We like the stainless steel. We can kill the propane line like right at the source. So every time we're not using it, we shut that off just so there's no worries. If we ever lose power, shuts off as well. We have 2 propane tanks inside of the van, which is not the safest. Want to take every precaution that we can.
One night in Breckenridge, we have now 3 carbon monoxide alarms, but one went off.
The alarm didn't go off, but it was reading.
It was reading like 700 parts per million, which is
Ooh,
like
that's
you're gonna
high.
die.
That's super high.
Shut everything off, windows fly open,
I was like
right?
crying, like we're gonna die.
Luckily, we found that there was a Walmart that was open until midnight. And so we like flew from Breckenridge up to Frisco where the Walmart was. We bought a couple other ones, and that one wasn't going off, and we know that that's a reputable brand.
Like it was just like freaking out for no reason.
Yeah.
It was
but
also in a bad location, but
doing
everything's
certain
close in a
things
van,
and-
so.
yes. So anyway, you gotta take all the precautions you can when living in a small space like this. Talking more about like the kitchen layout, we wanted to make sure that we had space for cooking. So we have, a little counter space on this side, but we have a big space here for prepping food and all that. Same thing for for the sink, right? We got to do the dishes. Dictated where we put the fridge because the stove had to go on top of where the fridge would be. Otherwise, you know, we wouldn't have been able to have all the storage down here. So, oh, by the way, I'd really love to have a copper backsplash behind behind the sink. I was like, all right, great.
I thought it would be unique.
It's got a nice patina now, but this was another pain in the ass. It gets all wavy when you're cutting it with the shears. So you gotta, you know, tap all that out, and then you gotta sand it all off, and I had to contour it to here.
Everything is IKEA standard size, but we made all the fronts, and we decided to not go with any handles just because we didn't want to run into them.
Taller ones here so we can get pots and pans, you know, some bigger bowls and things.
I don't remember the name, so we added these.
Yeah.
So these are the little
the little
clamps.
pincher clamps. Yeah. We have them on both sides on all of these just to be safe. So yeah, they kind of pop out and then you just pop them closed. Underneath the sink, it's not the prettiest, but you know, standard garbage, you know, some cleaning supplies. What we have here is essentially like a utility sink pump. When it fills up, it has its own sensor, jettisons the water out underneath the van and shoots it over to our gray water tank, which sits on the opposite side. So we don't have to worry about like, you know, gravity. Yeah, so this is like our 12 volt fuse box right here. So we have access to it, right? Just in case. Then we got our solar charger. We got Zamp solar power. Yeah, they've been super helpful. We got Victron battery monitors. Gives us information about actually both sets of batteries. So we have auxiliary lithium batteries, which you're actually sitting on top of. We have like dual heavy duty batteries, AGM batteries that come with the Transit. So we have those also linked through an isolator so that while we're driving, we can flip an aux switch and charge our auxiliary batteries with the engine through the alternator. You got to be able to charge two ways.
Yes.
Whether that's shore power, which we don't have, you can't just rely on solar. We've got 340 watts of solar and 240 amp hours of lithium, so not crazy, but enough. Yeah, decent. So we also have we got a Propex forced air heater. Like I said, that's run off the propane as well. It's kind of like a thermostat, no digital numbers or anything like that, but I mean control basically like the intervals in which it's coming on. It's got a little sensor for temperature, so it'll kick on when it gets there. We haven't figured out what the actual numbers are for the clicks, but when we go to sleep, we usually leave it on halfway. And then right here, this is just an inverter on-off switch, a 340 watt inverter. So that's by Renogy. We got outlet under the booth. Like I said, we got an outlet kitchen. We got one underneath, behind here. And then we've got one in the bedroom. And then we've also got one in the garage as well. Yeah, so we built out these booths, so we have storage underneath, and underneath this one, we've got two 120 amp hour lithium batteries and that we got from Overland Energy Company. These batteries are super badass. This guy that we got them from was super helpful. The claim to fame is that you can actually run them down to zero and actually not harm the battery. Not that I want to test that. Yeah, so it's all the same lighting, but we actually sealed this off with silicone so moisture doesn't get up into the ceiling. It's 2x4 and it actually kind of straddles the wheel well. We had to get that pan custom made. Thing is freaking like bulletproof. It's like 1/8 inch stainless steel. It contours the wheel well. So there's like kind of a step in there, which is almost kind of nice. In a way, like it's a little shelf for you know, shampoo and all the goods.
Yeah, you have plenty of room in that too.
Oh yeah. It's tight, but how often are we actually spending time in the bath? I mean, it's on off. We're maybe in there for 3 minutes.
Yeah, it goes quick.
4 minutes.
It's 2.5 gallons per minute. So
which is on the lower end for the shower heads.
Yeah,
but
sort of low, but it still runs out pretty quickly when you only have a 40 gallon tank.
Exactly. We also have the Nature's Head toilet in here. Not to get too disgusting, but we've actually only gone number 1 in here. Basically a composting toilet. It splits 1 from 2. We haven't used that yet, so feel like I wasted $900 on that piece of plastic. The bathroom is also kind of functioning as like a drying room and also actually where we store our skis. My skis are so long, I'm skiing on 190s. I can't fit them like perpendicular in the garage. They need to go diagonal and it just kind of just get in the way of everything. We just added these rubber stoppers right here, so these literally just slide in and out right here. You know, after skiing, you know, and all the powder that we've been skiing, covered in snow, They can actually just drip dry in the pan. They're not dripping on top of all of our storage items in the back. Hooks in there for, you know, our towels, athletic stuff, running gear, all that stuff. You want it to be multi-purpose because obviously we're not spending too much time in there. You know, it's a pretty big portion of the van that we dedicated to having this bathroom, so we got to make sure that we're using it for something, and it's not just dead space. So for the door, literally we bought a waterproof window shade. On the roll up, just give it a wipe down. Overhead cabinets. This is one of the hardest things in the whole damn van to hang. You can't use a level inside of a van because if the van's not level, then nothing else is going to be level. We've got these gas struts, which are pretty heavy and kind of keep all these shut. Chips and cereal, granola, peanut butter, all that kind of stuff in here. We have all our pots and things, which is just kind of just sprayed in here. Plates and bowls and, you know, a few unbreakable items. This is all enamel. We have like kind of like a wardrobe right here. We have all hanging stuff, which is like totally just stuffed with fashion.
Alex, they have a mirror.
I know,
Oh,
I
yeah,
actually
we got
saw that.
Here, say hi. It's plastic, so, you know, once that falls off, it's not going to break on us. Clothing, so this is all like socks.
That's my drawer, which is
More socks. I have one, Gillian has 3, and 2 of them are enormous.
back here we have more clothing storage, so Tucker's stuff's on here. Book light in here.
That's
Just
important.
Yes,
The book
it
light.
is.
The bed is actually on 2 piano hinges, so that it goes up like this. And all underneath this section is kind of like the utility stuff. Water tank, water heater. Got a light in there, which is for the garage. A lot, yep. So
Okay, and then I see all your lines. And
all the
stuff.
yellow lines are the propane lines. The clear lines, those are the water lines. That tan duct is the forced air, and then the water heater is, yeah, just over on the right there.
We have flares, flare space put in flares on either end because Tucker's long and
Yep, being
we
6'4".
wanted to make sure to sleep long ways, so we need those.
Full queen bed with a few like notches in the end cut out of it.
Yeah, I think we have, is it 4-inch foam and then 2-inch memory
Yeah.
foam?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Something like that. But I've never been in a more comfortable bed.
That's awesome.
I literally
Such a
love
good
it.
feeling. Yeah.
They've got windows, so they awning open. So once it's finally nice out and it's not freezing, we can get the air cycling. We've got the ceiling fan, obviously. Max Air Deluxe, so it's got the open and, you know, that whole thing. I actually custom make all those hats. I do custom made to order. It's custom size, custom fitted. TRShatcompany.com. One of the things that we really didn't need, but just needed it because it looked cool, this Alavan tire carrier. These guys are super cool. Working with John, gave us one of the first transit tire carrier racks. For obvious reasons, it's a lot easier once we puncture a tire, which is going to happen at some point, I'm sure. It's a lot easier to get to instead of crawling underneath. All right, let's open her up. All right, so we got a good amount of storage here, right? Bins back here, which has got like summer clothes, some more pairs of shoes. Actually, one of these bins is more Pip's shit. There's like some tools and things as well. And we have like easy access, like kind of the most. So this actually lifts up. So if we need to like reach in and get things, so this hinges up. Got our poles here just on a few hooks. So we have a boot rack and dryer. So in the morning before we go skiing, turn that bad boy on, get the boots all warmed up. Can't be starting the day with cold feet. At the end of the day when they're all wet, dries them up. Yeah, you got snowshoes. Actually, this is a BioLite campfire.
And there's a fan, so yeah, it ends up being smokeless somehow, which is pretty cool, so you can use it in a lot of places that you're not allowed to have open fires.
Yeah. Awesome. So we get to the most dangerous part of the van, the two 20-pound propane tanks. That's what powers the stove, the water heater, and the forced air heat. Window covers.
The bane of my existence, sewing. Yeah, it's just Reflectix on the inside. And then we got like super powerful magnets. So we just sewed them in.
It was an absolute pleasure. Guys, these guys will be on the road hitting all the Icon Mountains.
All the Icon
All the
mountains.
Icon Mountains out here, just like we're doing, Icon Epic. It's really a pleasure to meet people that are like-minded.
Thanks for saying hi, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of
It
course.
was awesome getting to meet you, chat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Super
but I'm
fun.
sure that we'll see each other around.
Oh yeah.
Gotta cross
Maybe
paths.
Rebel
Yeah.
Stoke.
We'll make, that would be dope.
Maybe the
actually.
Stoke.
That'd be
That'd be
super
super
sick.
fun.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this van tour.
I'm Gillian.
And I'm Tucker. This is Pip. And together,
We're Van.
we're Vanderfeller. Yeah. That's fucking lame.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll get back to the vlog very soon, and we hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy at home.